Okay, good evening everyone. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie. So welcome to our call tonight. So tonight's all about, it's a group chat. So it's all the coaches chatting and sharing our results and just getting as much value as we can. And, we all work together and help each other. It's amazing what you can achieve. So I thought we'd kick off and just get everyone to share their results. So Mervyn, did your sound end up working? Did we end up hearing you? No, so but you can hear us fine. Yeah, I can't hear you, but that's okay. Well, I'll come back to you if you like. So Jen, did you want to kick off and share your results on the products and what's happened to you?
Okay, do you want the very short version?
Whichever version you like would be great.
A more extended one.
Yep.
Okay, Jan McMahon here from the Gold Coast. I found Herbalife through my husband Mike. He brought home the products to me. Thank goodness I found them, or he found them. And I did start on the products because I was pretty concerned about myself because my mum and her family were very overweight and very unhealthy, and I didn't want that to happen for me and them to experience that happening for me either and my family. Anyway, when I started on the products, brilliant things happened. I found I had excellent energy and vitality, and my skin did clear up because I had adult acne. And the other thing, I lost about 7 kilos in about 2 dress sizes, and for me these days I keep my weight under pretty much control. But the most important thing is that I'm healthy, and I'm 77 and like I said, nice and healthy. And my mum died at 64, my father died at 56, so I've passed those due dates. So thank you, Herbalife, for good health.
I want to look like you when I'm 77. So the adult acne, Jen, so because I have heard you mention that a couple of times. So what does that mean? Like when did that happen, and how did that affect your confidence?
It happened when I was around about, 38, 40.
Yeah.
And just all of a sudden across my forehead, mainly, and just occasionally on the cheeks, but mainly across my forehead, I just came out with all these pimples and acne sort of thing. And I don't know why, because I hadn't changed my diet or anything like that. It was probably hormonal, even though you're not allowed to talk about migraines these days. This is not typical or anything like that, but because we're sort of a little team here, I used to suffer with serious migraine. And, I used to use so many different painkillers and disrupted my whole family life. So whether or not it was any of the painkillers I've been using that created the acne, I really don't know. But I must admit, within about 8 or 9 weeks of being on the basic nutrition, because we didn't have everything we've got today, I found my migraines weren't as severe, didn't last as long, and didn't have as many. And then within a couple more weeks after that, my migraine stopped. Never had a migraine ever since. And I've used the products for 32 years now. I worked it out the other day. So for me, I think it might have been the medication, because I was using quite a bit because of serious migraine. So you never know what side effects, these sort of medications do for you. So thank goodness I don't have to use them anymore. I haven't used it for years and years. I use Don Quai instead.
Good. And I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes people just think Herbalife's weight loss, but it's so much more than that. It's health. And,
absolutely.
And I can imagine having migraines, you like you said, you can't do anything.
No.
So your whole life stops.
Absolutely. I missed aircraft flights. We're coming back from New Zealand because we lived in New Zealand for a couple of years with my job. Couldn't move out of the bed for about 4 or 5 days because of migraine. We're coming back to live back in Australia, so everything was held up with shipping and all sorts of things. And often Mike would have to entertain doctors because it's the pharmaceutical industry, have to take them out for dinner and things. And he'd come home and say to me, "Oh, Jan, we've got to take Dr. Joe Bloggs out for dinner." And I get so petrified at talking to somebody I didn't know because I was so shy. I'd get a migraine. I couldn't go. So I was never very popular with Mike. And when I started doing Herbalife and got confidence, he found that a challenge.
Oh, that's good. Well, so all I would say to everyone on the call and anyone that you're sharing this recording with is, who do you know that suffers from headaches or migraines? Who do you know that suffers from acne that you can share this amazing result? And even though we can't make health claims, we can say, well, we might not be able to claim it can cure it, but here's what happened for Jan. And I know I've got your son Mike's results as well, which is
yes.
Yep. So
he had great weight gain.
Yeah, so it's just results all the time. So thank you, Jan, for sharing that. That's fantastic. So Rosemary, come and share with us how long you've been on Herbalife and what's happened to you.
Hello everyone. Hi Shelley. Rosemary Gerard from Brisbane. I wasn't looking for Herbalife. Herbalife found me through a very good friend. Took me along to a meeting. I'll never forget it. And it was Coronation Drive, and the stories that went across the room affected me. I was just gobsmacked, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and I said, right, I'm in. And I saw the business straight away. So obviously you get on the product, and I thought I really got on the products for my husband, to be honest, because of his history of heart disease. His father passed away Christmas morning 1973, and that was what made me get on Herbalife, to be honest. And I thought, right, I'm going to get Kev on this, I'll get on it. And believe me, his brother died of the same death 2003, and he was as thin as a whip and used to go to the gym and all of that. So I was so grateful to Loretta, who shared this, product with me. I initially got on in those days, like Dan said, it was a quick start program, and I dropped 8 kilograms over 7 weeks. Tremendous energy. I was diagnosed in '89, and I know, Herbalife doesn't cure anything, but I was diagnosed with a condition called Raynaud's phenomenon, which from that can develop into scleroderma, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis. My mother was riddled with rheumatoid arthritis. So I was, I know that at 71, I feel fantastic. I do 100 laps of my 9-metre pool in about 30 odd minutes. Couldn't swim at 40, thanks to Herbalife. I go to I do Pilates. I love yoga because I love the challenge of yoga. I walk. I feel fantastic as a mum, 5, and a grandma of 10 grandchildren. I am so grateful to Herbalife because of my health, my husband's health, and we just have so much energy. So for me to share Herbalife, I can talk to anybody, anywhere. They bring up a conversation, I'll have no trouble telling them, about Herbalife if that, is wrong. So, yes, thanks, Mark Hughes. You've done us all proud, and we just love our products. I know I do, and I know you all do. There you go.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rosemary. So, because I know you're a registered nurse, and so, how many nurses do you know out there? Who do you know that's a nurse or in that industry that you could share? Because most nurses want to help people, and obviously they get frustrated because they can't help people like they want to. So, start talking to all the nurses. And Jim Rowan always says, Rosemary, good people are found. So just looking for those good people, and they're out there, and a lot of them don't even know that we exist. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Pleasure.
So I was very excited to see Lana's results posted this week on Facebook. Before and after, it was really fantastic. So just to see your before photo. So we would love to hear you share your story, because it's really good practice for the more you share it. And I know sometimes it can be a bit, scary in front of us, but we are. I think it's there's so much value to share from a brand new product result, and I'm sure Lynn's really proud of you. So would you like to share what's happened to you?
I can, yeah. So I'm Alana. I'm from Caboolture. Mark and Lynn introduced me to Herbalife when they had their change of circumstances a while back. Mark sent out a text, and I took up the offer. I'd had lots of other offers from other products, and I had tried several other times to lose some weight, and nothing lasted longer than a few months. So I started in October last year, and I'm still going. I reached my first goal of 15 kilos, 10 to 15 kilos, and we've just reset another goal, another 10 kilos by Christmas. So that's aside from growing confidence and energy, and I feel a lot better in myself. It's been a huge change for me, massive.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing it too.
Well done.
But like a picture's, tells 1,000 words. So keep sharing your before and afters, and you'll inspire heaps of people to join you on. Even if you say, "Who wants to join me?" to lose 10 kilos before Christmas or before summer, that would be a really great way to enroll people into what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
for sharing, Lana, and we'll come back with some updates as well. Steve, do you want to share what's happened to you on the products? Yep. I'm just going to unmute, that's all.
Hi, Shelley. How are everybody? I started on the products.
Your sound's cutting in and out, Steve.
Is that mine?
Yeah, a little bit. Try again. Yeah, it's not happening.
It's somebody else's. I turned it off. It's still making that sound.
That's okay. I think it was just cutting out, but do you want to try again?
Okay. All right. I started the program in 2005. It was introduced by a friend of mine. I was looking for Herbalife. I didn't think I needed to lose weight. I lost 12 kilos in 14 weeks. I suffered severely with kidney stones and an IBS, and within weeks, my IBS was basically correct, and I had not had a kidney stone attack in that length of time. I have so much energy, I never stop. I just love the products. I just love the way I feel. It's just amazing products.
Okay, thank you. And so you're in Canberra, aren't you, Stephen?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Well, and so, how many people do you know out there that have any sort of bowel issues? It's a really big problem out there. And how many people are tired and just want extra energy? So they're out there. They're looking for what we've got. So thank you for sharing. I will come back to you at the end, Mervyn, and we'll check your sound again. Lynn, so I know you've been on the products for a very long time. What age did you start using Herbalife, and what's happened to you? And I love your little sloth behind you. He's very cute. I can see him behind you. I like sloths.
His name's Hailey. Yeah, so I think I was 12 when the products came into our house. And I'll be 46 this week. But obviously I've used them in and out of all of that time through all my pregnancies and all that sort of thing. And I mean, I take everything every day, use everything every day. I can't imagine not using the products, but I mean, I used them for the training and the bike ride. Well, the bike ride was actually February this year, but in all that training, when I hadn't trained on a bike before, and it managed to get me through. And even now, I haven't been able to do my full normal exercise, but I actually did a body scan yesterday just to see where I was, and I'm still only 26% body fat, and my metabolic age is 30. So I was quite pleased with that, because I'm just getting back into training now and doing a shred program.
Awesome. I actually had this vision of your story. You could do like, I've used Herbalife since I was 12 years old, and have like a photo of when you're 12, and then a photo of when you're pregnant, and then a photo when you're, afterwards, and then a photo of when you're training with bike rides, like to show all the different ways that in your whole lifetime that you've been able to use the products, and then now for healthy aging and fitness as well. So I could kind of see that. That might be something you could do, is just to document your journey, especially if it's your birthday coming up. That would be pretty cool, I reckon. No pressure.
Yeah.
Idea. You know, just those visuals, because people love seeing photos in that as well. So anyway, it just might be something, if you can, you know, rummage up some of those photos, it might be really fun to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have a think about it. So, yeah, well, thank you for sharing it. And not many people can say they've used the product since they were 12. I know my girls, like Mackenzie's, obviously had the advantage of using the product while I was pregnant and then breastfeeding, and now she's 11 and she just helps herself and she loves it. They've never had gastro or anything like that. They've never used antibiotics in their whole life. And, you know, I speak to a lot of mums, especially at school, and kids are getting sick all the time. You know, they're always picking up different things. So it's a great way to boost those, you know, our kids' immune systems naturally, hey?
Shelley,
Yeah.
it's Jen here.
Yes, Jan.
I'm going to put Lynn in a spot here. Lynn's had a fantastic result with the aloe gel, and maybe not a lot of, particularly the newer people, may not have realised how powerful the herbal aloe gel is.
We would love you to share that.
So when I was 14, because Jen knows, because I think she was at the office with Dad when he got the call that an ambulance was picking me up. I was being doubled down a hill on a push bike, and I actually came off the bike into a parked car. I woke up underneath a parked car. But when Dad actually got to the hospital and everything, I actually had a massive hole in my head here right down to the skull, and I actually lost like half the eyebrow. And they were talking about plastic surgery and all that because it was so big in that area, and they were worried, like, you know, I wouldn't have an eyebrow and all that sort of thing. So Dad would just kept filling that hole with the aloe gel constantly. Like as soon as it would dry, he would fill it back up again, and just constant. I don't even have a scar. I have my eyebrow. So it's just amazing stuff.
And no plastic surgery.
Yeah. No plastic surgery.
So your love of bikes started at an early age. Is that what happened?
No, that's why I had so many panic attacks learning to ride the bike.
Yeah, well, you've done well overcoming that fear as well. So, you know, like, look at all the amazing things and challenges you've overcome. It'll be easy not to get back on a bike, right? But you've done that as well, so that's fantastic. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for bringing that up, Jan. So I'm not sure if Anne-Marie, whether you can talk, Anne-Marie. I don't mean to put you on the spot, my darling. So Anne-Marie lives in Adelaide, and she came to Singapore with me a couple of years ago, where we went to the botanical gardens and everything, but she joined our Winter Shred Challenge. And I just wanted, Anne-Marie, I was wondering whether you could share what's happened to you in your first week on the challenge, and I'm not sure the spot too much. So I might just mute you, Miss Lana. So are you able to unmute, Anne-Marie? Okay, can you talk?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. So I know you've had this amazing week, and I want to just give you a bit of background with Anne-Marie. So she's been diagnosed with chronic fatigue and muscular dystrophy. So she can't get out. She's got to use a walker to get around and that. A lot of you have probably met Anne-Marie. I think I know Lydia and all that, but we were all sitting together at the Spectacular, and so I was taking Anne-Marie out to the loo in the wheelchair. I don't know if you've met Anne-Marie. Yep. So yeah, you, Mervyn and Steve did as well. So, and Jan knows her. So yeah, you've had 1 week on the Winter Shred Challenge, and I've just been so proud of you, what you've achieved. So tell us your result for your first week.
Yeah, I'd lost 3.2 kilos and 4 centimetres in 1 week. So happy with that.
You are. So I know you've been sending me what you've been doing every day, which is fantastic, and posting your meals and that. So I'm really, really excited for you. So we've got 3 more weeks, so I can't wait to see what you're going to achieve. Did you want to maybe just share some of the products that are really helping you with some of your health conditions that you feel really help you?
Yeah, I find Dong Quai is great when I've got muscle aches in my legs. It's amazing that I just double up on it. If I'm having a problem through the day, I just add extra just before I go to bed, and that seems to help with the pain for that. Rosegard, I double that as well. It just seems to help. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I know you hate when I put you on the spot, but you did awesome. And how cool that? First week on the Winter Shred Challenge, 3.2 kilos and 4 centimeters.
Awesome.
So I think you're a top achiever for the whole first week one. So I'm really, really proud of you. So thank you for sharing, Anne-Marie.
Thank you.
Cool. So Miss Lydia, I know you're next. Did you like to come? Are you able to share with you? I know it looks like you're hiding from the children. Are you doing that? Can you unmute?
Okay. Yes, I can unmute, and I am sitting here in the dark. I trust you. Now I'll talk and I'll come in. But yeah, I will share my story. So yeah, 8 years ago, I got started on Herbalife Nutrition. How I actually came into Herbalife was just a letterbox drop. So I received a flyer in my letterbox. On one side of that flyer, it had to lose weight now, ask me how. And on the other side of that flyer, it had, hey mum, work from home. So, both sides of the flyer got me interested. I talked to the lady called Sharon Jansen, and I absolutely loved what I heard on both topics. But I was really keen to get started on the weight loss because I was having trouble losing weight. I just had my second bub. She was about, I think, 4 months old, and I was still wearing maternity clothes, size 16 around the house. So losing confidence, no energy, and just really sort of basically withdrawing myself. And yes, I was really keen to get started with products. The first week I lost over 2 centimetres and 2 kilos and 8 centimetres. I went on to lose 9 kilos and 38 centimetres of body fat. Absolutely loved the product, so they had me hook, line and sinker. By week 2 of using the products, I was sort of actually coaching other people with using the products as well, with getting them fabulous results. So I guess I maintained for about 8 months after I lost the 9 kilos. And then hubby and I decided that we'd like to have a third baby. So this is my experience of using, what we call a Herbalife baby, using the products whilst being pregnant. So third pregnancy, I only put on 13 kilos as opposed to my 2 previous pregnancies putting on 25 kilos and 26 kilos. So yeah, felt really, really well right through the entire pregnancy. Had more energy, vitality just by using the products, not meal replacing, just looking to use the program just for extra energy and vitality. I had a healthy 8.5-pound baby girl at the end of that pregnancy. And then it was about week 6, once everything had settled for me and I found my feet with routine and 3 children, I went back into, obviously, weight loss mode. And I was able to knock off 10 kilos and over 40 centimetres of body fat the second time around. And I've been able to maintain these results probably, Bodhi turns 7 this month. So being able to maintain those results for the last 7 years, and that's a highlight, because there's not many products out there that help us maintain. So and still a coach with Herbalife Nutrition.
That's awesome. What a fantastic result. Plus you got to use during your pregnancy and know the difference between the first 2 as well. So you know what it's like with and without Herbalife while you're pregnant. So
I just wish I hadn't found it the first time.
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you so much for sharing your result.
No worries.
I'm just wondering, Erica, I don't want to put you on the spot either. Erica's from Rocky, is that right? Is that right, Lydia? Is Erica from Rocky?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I've just realised that she was on the call. Erica Kluver.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you want to share your result? Are you able to unmute yourself and just share what's happened to you? See whether we can entice you. It's okay if you're on listen only, that's fine. We'll definitely get you up another time. So what's Erica's result, Lydia?
Well, we're tracking down 10 kilos as we speak. We're very, very close to that. Erica's got her second wind at the moment because she joined me on the products early last year. Didn't quite get to where she wanted to be and just not the right timing and that sort of thing. But we've actually just gone past, that particular weight. And now we're really going into unfamiliar territory. So, a busy mum of 2, working full time, loving the product, extra energy, just really fits into her lifestyle. And like I said, she's chasing down 10 kilos and about 2, maybe 3 months ago, Erica was looking at getting a larger discount. We spoke about 25%. She was a VIP. I showed her a way to possibly get to 35%. And I've been working with Erica for probably the last 3 months and looking after her people. And I believe she's got another few on the go. So we're up over 10, 11 people that she's coaching in weight loss mode. And she has 3 and herself coming to our challenge that starts Wednesday. She's just bloody doing an awesome job. And it's basically just getting a great result for herself and showing others what she's doing. But I'm going to stop talking because I can see she can hear and she's on mute. So go for it, Erica.
Hi, Erica. Can you hear us? I'm not sure. Are you talking, Erica?
I just seen her microphone go off, that was all.
Yeah, so I think that's okay. We'll try and get you up next time if that's okay, Erica, because we can't hear you, but that's okay. So awesome results. We can't wait to hear the update, and obviously you're going to be hitting supervisor real soon by the sound of it, so it's really, really exciting. Now, thank you for sharing, Lydia. Mervyn, did you just want to try your sound again so you can share your results? Let's have a quick check. You just need to unmute.
There's somebody still got their computer on, Shelley. It sounds really, really watery.
Okay, let me see. I'll just mute everyone for a second. Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Are you there, Mervyn? It's still, we can't hear you. No! That's okay. Technology. So we'll work it out for next week. Actually, I don't think I've had where you've had issues before, and we've always been able to hear you. So, that's okay. We'll get you to share next time. That's okay, Mervyn. That will be awesome. I know you've had fantastic results. So, so what I thought we'd do too is maybe just share some of the things that we've used to build our businesses that really do work for us, or that have been working, or maybe some good news that you would like to share. So I'll start off with Jan again. So I'm just going to unmute you, Jan. So obviously you've got the bonus of having all this fantastic experience in the business, and you know what worked then and what works now, and sometimes the same things back then still work now, right?
Always the basics of the business, and we've all, things don't go right at any time. You always come back to the business, which is use the products, wear some form of identification of Herbalife, the button, and the Lose Weight Now button is really the one that will make you income. Absolutely. So the more you get confidence to wear it, the better it is. And you'll learn how to sort of respond to that. But use, wear and talk, and learning how to talk. And learning how to talk isn't easy by any means, but it's just practice. It really, really is. But, things these days, you've got a lot more available being able to do the business, particularly with, technology, with Facebook and all that sort of thing, and make sure that you do it right. And there's lots of extra training on what to do and what not to do. That is a real help, because like how we built our business way back, you don't really sort of do it that way these days, because we run lots of ads on a regular basis. And we'd get calls from that, and we'd respond, and we'd get people into a meeting, and of course everything sort of took off from there. So things have changed over the years, but it still always comes back to those basics: use, wear and talk, no matter what. So you've got to find different ways of being able to do that, because that's what's going to build your business. But, loving the products, having your own results, learning and talking about your own story, the collecting stories, I think, is one of the most important things. And having a presentation book with before and after photos, with, swapping stories with people at the STS, or, on our calls, whatever it might be. Being able to show people results, I think, is one of the most important things. And gradually your income grows, little step ways, and learning how to sort of look after your business and being sensible with your business, and don't spend your profits like a lot of people do in the very, very beginning. So be very careful with your profits and learn how to, add them up and sort of know what you're earning, and keep it separate from your own private business, own private accounts and things like that.
That's a really good piece of advice, Jan. So what would you say would be the best way to do that? Like, one, how would you keep your money separate? And number two, once you make profit from each sale for a retail client, what would you do with that?
Okay, obviously start up a separate account, your Herbalife account, and put all your money that you receive from your customers, whatever it might be, into that account. That's the best way of doing it. Because remember, you've got to, sort of repurchase the product that you've actually sold. So you really need to learn how to operate all that. And, we're not going to sort of be able to cover all that on this call tonight, but certainly get with your sponsor, because they've had the experience. If not, go upline, whatever it takes, or we can sort of spend more time one night on all those sort of things. But do keep records. Add up your retail sales. Obviously, when you make a get a retail customer, you need to do your retail dockets. When you've got a VIP, if they're not ordering from the warehouse, which most people do these days, yes, excellent, good girl. Most people these days order directly on Herbalife. See, in our day, you couldn't do that. We didn't have computers or anything. So you guys have got it, pretty simple. But even if, I still have people who buy it from me or through me, local people, things like that. So I do keep a record of everything anybody purchases, because if they're at 25%, obviously if the more purchases they do in a month, they might even achieve the 35%. So what I'm saying here is keep good records of every single thing you do. When you first start your business, learn how to ask for receipts. That's one of the most important things. If you buy a red pen to mark up your products, get a receipt for it. Anything to do with your business, get a receipt for it. Because if you learn to do that when your business is brand new, as you grow in the business, it becomes automatic. And just keep a file, or I've done this for years. I have a paper bag with the month and the year on the front of the paper bag. Every receipt I get for my business, or every receipt, I put into the paper bag each month. And then at the end of the 3 months, obviously I've got to do GST. Everything's in that paper bag, and you get it out and sort it. So what I'm saying here is start things early in your business, because I didn't. We didn't know any of this way, way, way back in my day. And it was a real schmozzles, and I had everything everywhere. So you do learn from your mistakes, and anybody new, learn from other people's mistakes so you don't fall into those sort of traps, okay? So keep every sort of record that you possibly can on your business.
Awesome. Such good advice. So what Jan's saying is treat your business like a business. It's not a hobby. Yep. Hobbies cost you money. Your business, and expect to make profit. Expect to want growth. Don't play it down. Go for it. Think big and dream big and just go for it. And there's so many people here that can help you with organising as the growth happens as well. How to organise your customer files, like Jan's saying, get a separate bank account. I think, Lydia, do you do where you got two separate purses? Did you want to share? Have you got something like that you do with your business?
Yeah. So Shelley, I found at the very beginning, when you're making only 25% profit, it's really hard to see that profit. If somebody pays you for a protein powder back then, I think it was $38, and you might have made only $8 on that, and that would just slip into the purse, and you would pay for the milk and the bread or school shoes or something like that. And the first couple of months, you're going, oh my God, I'm putting all this extra work into this extra business. I'm not seeing a profit. So any new coaches that I get, I've mentioned it to Erica, is about getting what we call a Herbalife purse that either lives on the door of your car or in your knicker drawer sort of thing. So when somebody pays you, that money goes back into the Herbalife purse. When you place an order on the internet, you go over there, you get your 180, go to the bank, deposit that, pay for your order. I never actually took out a profit out of my business for the first 12 months. So I just kept pooling it and put it back into the business and getting, like at least $2,000 worth of stock on my shelves. So it was a good year before I took money out of my business. So yeah, that's what I would advise, a Herbalife purse. Keep your money separate for your milk and your bread.
Cool. So that's and it's a great visual, isn't it, to have that separate purse? I haven't heard that before. Someone I thought that you did that, so I'm glad that you shared, because you can use all these different things, and even if you're not putting everything you earn back into your business, because it's entirely up to you, even if you did a percentage, that would be okay too. That would still work, wouldn't it?
Oh, and that's right. You know, lots of people, you know, sell a program for $200, and if they're, you know, at 25%, they're probably taking 50, you know, and then put the 150 back into order. You know, that's what you're paying for your program. Whereas I would put the $50 extra profit back in there, so I would get another new product, you know, to put on my shelf. But definitely that's the way to go. Cover your orders, and take out your own individual profit, so you can see that along the way. That's going to keep you, you know, the incentive going. Absolutely.
And I think, yeah, like you said, building up that stock, especially if you're in a country town, you don't want to be waiting for it to arrive. And I know this is something I've been guilty of, where I haven't had what people need when they wanted it, and then they had to wait so many days for it to arrive. And there's nothing worse than that when a client usually wants something, they want it now, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
You've got some on hand, and even if you just build up gradually, that's, you know, just do what you can, but it's definitely worth having some stock on hand.
Yeah. I find that the magic happens, Shelley, when you've got $2,000 worth of product sitting on your shelf. You know, if there's nothing on your shelf, you're not interested to talk to anybody. You don't have a credit card hanging over your head. Whereas I felt, for me, the best part about my business was when, you know, I'd ordered 8 programs in, and I didn't have 8 people at that time. You know, I went to work, I told people what I was doing, I walked flyers with the kids, I stuck the badges on the kids at the supermarket, because I needed to pay off that bank card. So that's where I found, you know, some people are different, but there's a case of urgency there. As we, you know, a lot of people try and work the business and order a program each time they get a client. It's a little bit of a comfort zone, I find, but, you know, everybody's different. But I felt that being under pressure showed more results for me.
So there you go. So if you want some motivation, get some stock.
Yeah. Programs on the shelf, and you will go out looking for people.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that Lynn and Mark and Lana did a kind of, I guess it was like a shake party / skin party business launch, and I just wanted to see a bit of follow up of what's been happening with that, Lana. Like, I know you said that from some people that attended, you've got a new client for that. So did you want to, have I unmuted you, or are you unmuting yourself? Can you unmute? Where are you? Okay, you'll come up in a minute. It must be me here. I'll do it. Sorry. There you go.
Sorry. So we had one girl who won the 3-day trial. Lynn put together a lucky door prize, and in that was a 3-day trial. She absolutely loved the 3-day trial, so it was just a matter of her waiting then to make sure she had the finances. But today I delivered her she went on the Shape Up pack. So she's got that today, and she's super excited to start that tomorrow.
Cool. Awesome. And I know that, you know, you and Lynn and Mark will be able to help with doing awesome follow-up, and and then all the referrals will come from that. And obviously when you posted your results on Facebook, you probably would have got a few people that maybe hadn't seen it before starting to comment. So have you followed up on any of those yet?
There's one girl that we're planning meet up when we can. We both work full-time and have kids, so we're just trying to squeeze a weekend when we're not booked up. But she's definitely keen on catching up and commenting, and very interested. So I had a chat to her online last night, and she's waiting for a time when we can actually get together now.
Excellent. Well, we definitely want to see some follow-up on that as well. And obviously the more you share your results, and especially if you say, look, I want to lose 10 more kilos, like put it out there, put that goal out there, and see how many people will jump on board with you. And something I've noticed too with Lydia, that just before you're doing a challenge, you tend to post your results again. I noticed, Lydia, you've got a bit of a system where you'll post, you know, because obviously you can repost your results. Like if I find a different before photo, because I've found a few beauties lately. I think I just did one last week. Did everyone see that?
Yep.
I was like sleep deprived for 3 years, and I look shocking. Like it looks so bad. But it's great because then you put it to, and there's probably 10 years difference in the photos of when, the girls weren't sleeping and I was all puffy and tired. But, you want to show that like a picture tells 1,000 words. So don't be afraid to repost and repackage your story in a different way. And I've noticed Lydia does that, leading up to the challenge of starting, all of a sudden your results are on there, and you're saying, who wants to have results like this? And most people just want to lose 5, 10, 15 kilos. That's the most attractive amount, especially leading up to summer and Christmas. So start enrolling people, because they're looking to get results just like that. Just like you like Erica's got the 10 kilo mark coming. People want to lose that. Lana's done 15. and now another 10. So those sort of results people really, really relate to. So, you know, you need to understand the power of those stories and how much they can inspire people to take that step. I was just going to say, like today I got this head cold, which obviously I'm a terrible sick person because I don't get sick very often. I find it really difficult to be sick, but that's okay. So we still went to Fit Club and had a new person rock up, which was really cool. Someone brought someone along, and 4 people are on the Winter Shred Challenge, and then they all got great results, which I'm going to share after this call. And then I went into the centre and helped Trish start someone on a trial pack, which was really great, her first trial pack client, which came off the event we did last week in Mary Street. And we were just getting people into that competition that Marcel shared with us. And then went to the supermarket and I put some flyers up on the notice board because I got a call from them the week before, and gave one of the ladies at the checkout that served us, I gave her a flyer as well and asked if she could put it in the lunchroom. Had my button on, the sticker on my car. So even though wasn't feeling like 100%, I still did as much as I could. And then I got a phone call from the next door neighbour, Kath, who had seen the sign and started on an ultimate program, and then she had VIP'd, so she rang Herbalife and did her 35% order today as well. So that was all on the phone while sitting in the car. And so all these things can happen, and because it's the end of the month, so we've got one more day until the end of the month, just go through everything you possibly can and look at who's getting close or who's getting great results. Ask for more referrals. And don't be afraid to let people know about their options, because you want to finish the month off strong, and not just because you want to get lots of volume and stuff like that. It's because you want to bring value into people's lives. You want to help change their life. And if you put them first and what's best for them, it's amazing what can happen. You can have a flourishing business because that's the value you're provided to people. So I just thought maybe if anyone wanted to give some tips on finishing off the end of the month, if you want to put up your hand. So who would like to do some tips on how to finish the month off strong? Otherwise, I'm going to pick on you. No, I'm just so I think the ones, Lydia, I don't mean to pick on you, but I know that you've got some really good things that you do finishing off the month. I'd love to hear, because I think people would get some great value from it.
So for myself, I usually revert back to the gauge and to see, who's ordered, what they've ordered. I go through there's a tab on our BizWorks that we can see people's membership that was due in the last 30 days and what's going to be due in the next 30 days. So I can touch base with there. That works for me, nearly 95% strike rate with that one, and getting people reinstated as well. With the challenge that's taking place, we've always advertised and hope we get new people into the challenge. At this stage, I have one, what I call very, very new newbie. So never been a client of mine, never been hooked to me or whatever. So I only got one. However, when we advertise for the challenges, we seem to, like you said, Shelley, get people re-inspired. So just by posting the challenge, I've been able to reinstate another 3. And looking at reinstating another 1. So these are people that have been with me, for probably 12 months, but about 2 or 3 years ago. So getting those guys back onto the products. But like I said, that BizWorks tells you so much information, and you can see what people are ordering. You can, if you've got challenges happen to be running at the end of the month, you can always do a spotlight of product, you know your people, so you know what they're using. However, if they're, somebody could benefit from the aloe, make that your targeted product for the week and really talk up the aloe or that product. You will find that people will come together and banter about that product, so you can upgrade people that way. Just by getting out there and talking to people. And if you are going for, some people are chasing down volume to get to that leadership weekend at the end of next month, put it out there saying that I need people's help to get there, and people want to help, and if it's helping you and their friends and family, that also works as well. And I mean, you end up in turn helping them lose 5-10 kilos. But yeah, so they're the sort of things that I do. Sorry, I'm talking to somebody here as well, so in my ear.
No, that's okay. So I know that Herbalife's got a lot of great resources out at the moment. You've got lots of great visuals that you can share, and obviously with the new product coming, they've given us a little bit of a teaser for that. So there's lots of resources that Herbalife's giving you. The summer bodies are made in winter promotion. There's a whole bunch of things. So make sure you go onto myherbalife.com.au and see all the resources that they've got for you. It also comes out on email. So if you're not getting emails from Herbalife, make sure you contact them so that you can start receiving emails, because a lot of really great information comes out, all the latest promotions and recognition, events, everything you need to know comes out on that masterblast. So make sure if you're not getting emails from Herbalife that you contact them. So, give them a call and they'll put you on their email list as well, okay? There's something else I was going to say, but I've totally gone out of my head, but that's okay. So I just want you to think that it's the 30th, that you've still got one more day to finish off the month. And look, if you haven't got a lot of momentum in your business, don't worry. Why don't you start now? Start going back through. I'm already thinking about how I can make August better than July. I've had a really strong month this month, but I'd like to think, what can I do now to get off to, really make the most of the first 2 weeks of the month, so that then I've got that buffer for the last two to add on to it. So I want you to really think about that. I know we've got the World Team Leadership Weekend coming up. I know Jan was talking about how amazing Quentin's going to be as a guest speaker and the value that he's going to be able to share. So who on the call's qualified for that event, for the World Team Leadership Weekend? Yep. So and who's pushing to qualify for it? I'm sure there's a few people on there. I won't make you commit on the thing. Next time I will, though. No. So this is a really great event, and if you're not up to qualifying, because it's obviously a little bit different. It's every 3 months we get these kind of corporate events, and what we want to do is we want to help you build up to where you're doing your 2,500 volume points a month through personal use, through some of your clients, and helping everyone upgrade and move towards where they are heading in the marketing plan. So, getting them to supervisor, that's going to help you do that consistent volume so that you can qualify for these events every single quarter. You want it to happen naturally and organically, but yes, it does take effort to get to where you've got that momentum in your business. So the things that Jan's saying, treating it like a business, keeping good gauges, making the most of everything that Herbalife's got, like the BizWorks. I've just written down, thank you, Lydia, to check which memberships are due again, because that's such a great way. I forgot to do that this month, so thank you for the reminder of that. So is there anyone that doesn't have BizWorks that wants to get it? So have you thought about that yet? So Lana, have you got BizWorks yet?
No.
Well, have you got any VIPs underneath you yet?
No.
No, cool. So as soon as you get first VIP, that's what I would certainly be doing it. Same with Erica as well. Erica, have you got VIPs yet? Yep. So that might be something for you. I'm sure Lydia will go through it with you anyway. But that's a really great one for you to start utilising as well, because it's such a great business tool. You can set up mailing lists and people's birthdays. There's a whole range of things you can use it for. It's really, really clever for just tracking all different things in your business, including your supervisors or your new people. Just a whole bunch of stuff. So Jen, is there any things on BizWorks you think that of value that we might not know about that you could share?
Well, there's a whole menu on the left-hand side there, even like people's anniversary being with the company. It will tell you how many years they've been with you, and obviously if there's a landmark that might have been with you, say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it might be, obviously you can send a really nice congratulations.
Yeah.
I think that's always nice to receive, and maybe a small gift as well. Whatever, but definitely, having a record of who your VIPs are, that's a real big help. It really is. But no, just look through the menu and click on everything so you know what's there and what's available. That's what I always do.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Don't be afraid just to go and explore as well. And you're very good at doing gifts. I'll just grab the one you sent me. So Jan's really great at just acknowledging, and you sent me this beautiful frame with Mark Hughes and his son Alexander. How cool is that? So, and it was really nice getting that in the mail, and I think those things that you do, they're really special and they mean a lot. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it. And if that's what you do for every one of your team and clients and things like that, well, I'm sure everyone will appreciate being treated like that. So thank you. So we're at the end of the call, and I think, have you got some great tips tonight?
Yep, I have.
Yep, me too. I've written a few things down. And I'm sorry we couldn't hear you tonight, Mervyn, but we will get you on board, don't you worry. we can't hear your sound. I'm a bit disappointed because I love your product story, but that's okay. We will get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share Lana's story on Challenge Yourself Daily, just so you've got it there and you can see it because it was so amazing. I will share it in there. This recording will go out as well, so make sure you share it with your team and your members that haven't been able to jump on tonight. So wrapping up, we've got a few things. We're finishing off the month, so end of month is tomorrow night at midnight. So if you've got something you're going for, just give it everything you've got. If you're not sure how to do that, then get on with your sponsor and mentor and they'll show you how to finish your month off strong. If you're a supervisor, make sure you do your 10 customer rule before the 5th so you can get your royalties. Also, we've got our kickoff events, so make sure you check Queensland STS and other events and any of the other Facebook pages that relate to the different people, because obviously Mervyn and Stephen are in ACT, Anne-Marie's in South Australia, and there's a few people in the country area. So if you don't have an event, you can create your own. I know when we come up to the Rocky area, I'm happy to catch up with Erica and we can do something together. It would be really cool. And just do an event where hopefully Lydia can come across from Billawheeler as well. And yeah, just have a bit of fun together. We've also got the STSs coming up, so make sure you know when they're coming up. And obviously with August, we've got the World Team Leadership Weekend. So there's a fair bit to cram into 1 month this month. There's lots of promotions that Herbalife's got going on, so make sure you check their website or give them a call if you haven't got access to it, and just use everything you possibly can, because now we're leading into where the warmer weather's going to start and people are looking to lose weight for summer and for Christmas and things like that. So use all those different things that you can do to promote your business, okay? So now, was there anything I might have forgotten, Jan?
No, you've covered everything. Obviously, the Brisbane STS is going to be absolutely amazing this month. We've got 3 presidents team doing the training. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. Oh, actually 4, because Robin Christie, Mark Polson and Glenn Marin. So I hope they get their act together and make sure they know what each of them are going to cover, and they cover different things. And I'm quite sure Christie will keep them in line, but it will be an awesome, absolute awesome event.
Someone will keep them in line.
I know Christie will.
So if you go to brisbanests.com, all the details are on there. We can order your tickets as well. So that sounds like an amazing training. So who do you know in Brisbane that you can invite along? Because guess what? There's people in Brisbane that can look after your guests for you, just like we know that if we could send someone into Canberra or into Adelaide, we've got people, Rocky, wherever we are, we all help look after each other's people like they're our own. So, and that's one of the things I love about this business. We're just like one family. So yes, I know I was going to ask you for more help because I was feeling a bit fluey, but I obviously did.
No, you did well.
I did the talking anyway. Surprise! I had lots of aloe and instant herbal beverage before the call. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your time. I can't stop looking at the sloth behind you, Lynn. It keeps drawing my attention to the sloth. So thank you for your time and attention. I really appreciate all the value that you bring sharing, because there just might have been something on the call tonight that someone's heard that they can implement into their business. Even if it's just one thing. I know I'm going to go and check what memberships are due because Lydia mentioned it. It's just sometimes just one thing that can trigger, who knows what can happen in your business. So that's all. Next week we're going to have another great topic to share. So I want you to share all your good news, keep sharing your results, and go out there and make it happen. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shelley.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Shelley.
Okay, I'm going to finish recording now. I'm just going to stop it.